What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list ASAP. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off with stock number 5, that is ticker SLDP. Thursday did go up 30% alone. Over the last 1 month, it is up 71.05, and over the last 1 year, it is up 27.45%. So gaining a lot of good transaction. There's a lot of information here that I'm not necessarily going to go over, such as market cap, volume, so forth. So feel free to pause the video if need be and kind of take a look at it. This is a company profile. Similarly, I'm not going to go through it, so feel free to pause it and read through it. But automotive parts and equipment is the industry, but we are here because of this. So similar to the last couple of these types of videos, I go based off of not only the short score, but the DTC and also just the actual stock price performance. So of course, I think everything that's a good combination to really judge whether a stock is a squeeze play or not just like heavily shorted stocks. And for those of you that have been kind of tuning into my top 5 list, many of them have actually gone up considerably since then. And so it's kind of something that you need to take note of. So like I said, add all these to your watch list and whatever else. Short score, so it is the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. That's 75.95. That's comprised of utilization, cost to borrow, as well as number of shares being shorted. So 10.11% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 15.31 million shares overall are being shorted. Regarding recent action of shorts, they've been actually increasing. They haven't really been it's kind of crazy. They haven't returned anything despite it going up 71% over the last 1 month alone. So once again, with stock performance a big part in margin calls and whatever else, this is where you could see some interesting action. And plus, not only that though, you do see a lot of chatter about roaring kitty prompting a market squeeze. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But through IBKR does indicate around 650,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is stock number 5. Moving on to stock number 4, ticker PRLD. Thursday alone, up 17.65% over the last 1 year, down 66.51%, and over the last 1 month it has recovered quite a lot. It is up 45.47%. This is what they do. So biotech, 128 employees and so forth, but we are here because of this. So 77.15 is that short score. So once again, the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of squeeze happening. 23.2% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 3.24 million shares. There's a lot of other good information up top here, one of which is DTC. So that's what I'm sorting based off of. I think the minimum I put is at least 2.5. So in this case, it is 7.31. So if there is a continuation of this good momentum as far as the stock price, you could see shorts in a little bit of a pinch. Cost to borrow is 1.3, so that's the average. And then through IBKR, does indicate around 300,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is stock number 4. Moving on to stock number 3, tickers RUM. So I've seen a lot of people talking about this stock. So it is fairly popular among retail. Over the last 1 year, it is up 225%, sitting at 1627, up 28.31% on Thursday alone. And then just over the last 1 month, up 114%. Kind of crazy how a lot of these kind of stocks have just started to skyrocket like crazy. So it goes to show that a lot of capital is rotating out of money markets into the equity and is focusing on a lot of these kind of stocks that honestly I have never really looked at. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see whether it does continue. But the company profile, so interactive media and services, 158 employees based out of Longboat Key, Florida. So sounds like a pretty nice place. Aside from that, 17.28% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 14.81 million shares. Short score is 78.04, utilization is 91.83. And then cost to borrow is 11.49. Even on Thursday, with it going up 28%, shorts did return 413,000 shares, and through IBKR does indicate around 3,000 shares is available to be shorted. So what usually happens in cases like this, when there is somewhat of a limited supply, big money, typically, aka BlackRock and some other entities, love to buy stocks just for the purposes of lending out shares. Very profitable business for a lot of these entities. So again, you could see, even though this has gone up quite a lot in a 1 month span, it could still continue to go up as big money does buy it for the purposes of lending out shares. So it's kind of uncorrelated with a squeeze, but it might overall help a larger squeeze if that does happen, if that makes sense. So regardless, this is stock number 3. Moving on to stock number 2, ticker's OMER, sitting at $10.46, up 4.6% on Thursday. Over the last 1 year, up 191.36%, and over the last 1 month, it is down slightly. Down, was it 7%? So still gaining some pretty good traction overall though. This is what they do. So Pharmaceuticals, 190 employees based out of good old Seattle. But short score, so again, higher number, is 80.94. Utilization is 56.68, and then 14.67% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 8.12 million shares. Interesting thing with this stock though is, even though the recent stock performance over the last 1 month is negative, you actually do see shorts. Looks like they're kind of running for the hills, taking advantage of the downtrend. So it was at a peak of, looks like in September, of 24%, and right now it is at that 14 and change. So they've been returning a significant amount. So again, something to just kind of consider, but through IBKR does indicate around 650,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is stock number 2, and moving on to stock number 1, ticker's NVTS. So sitting at $4.12, up 3.52% on Thursday. Over the last 1 year, down 50.72, and then over the last 1 month though, it is up 52.03. So another stock that seems to be having a fairly nice resurgence. But a sector, or the industry, is semiconductor, 314 employees, founded in 2013, and is based out of good old California. But short score is 80.96, utilization is 90.53, 18.13% of the free float is being shorted. Works to be 3.38%. So that's that cost to borrow. Shorts though recently have been returning, and it looks like they've been returning in mass stages, so most likely big entities have been returning. So it looks like recently in November it was at 25%, so they kind of reduced it down to 20, and now at where it is now, 18.13%. And then through IBKR does indicate 30,000 shares is available to be shorted. Like I said, I'm not necessarily covering it in every one of these cases, but make sure you kind of take note of the DTC. So for instance, in this stock, it is 4.98 days. So if there is a good catalyst, or either the stock does continue to appreciate, really putting a lot of these shorts in a pinch, then essentially you could see a very quick aggressive bump up. So the higher the DTC typically is kind of a good combination of everything else for a squeeze play. So let me know your viewpoint. Do you own any of these stocks? Is there any other stocks that is on your watch list that you feel are squeeze plays? And yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, I did launch a Patreon roughly around a month and a half ago, where I give buy signals, stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have doubled, some have even quadrupled, so definitely pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.